Surgical strikes part 1. Now here in 2019, we're looking at airstrikes part 1. Is there a fear, General, that now this may well end up becoming part of the course? If an unfortunate incident was to happen in India, again we'll hit back. Is this how strategy will unfold now between the two sides?
I do hope so, because, it cannot be that you continue to carry out terror attacks with impunity and then hope that, India is not going to respond in kind. I think we should have done, that's my personal opinion, we should have done more of this, after 2016. We've had various terror attacks, so maybe that's the way to deter. Otherwise, we come across as a country that is weak on terrorism, things are happening, and we are just not able to respond.
So we once again increase the threshold, General. Now if we've increased the threshold now, do you believe it in any way, will it deter the Pakistanis? Because look at the statements which are being made by the Pakistani defense establishment, where there is a total deniability. In fact, they're putting completely the other spin. Is that a predictable response from the Pakistani side?
It is. We saw that last time too. And so it is predictable from their side that, nothing, the Indian forces can come across, but, there is nothing that they can do to actually cause any damage or casualties to our side. So it's a fairly sort of predictable, kind of response. Will it lead to escalation? I would say, the ball is squarely in Pakistan's court as to how and where, they wish to take it from here. So I think we'll have to wait for their response and see. But surely, after having done this, the Indian forces will be completely well prepared.
I'm also getting to hear, sir, both on the Indian side as well as the Pakistani side, the air force of both countries, the armies of both countries now are taking extra precautionary steps to look after, protect their own interests. How clear are we? How secure are we from a point of view of technology, of manpower, from our armed forces point of view, to thwart any kind of misadventure by the Pakistanis?
Oh, I think when we are extremely well prepared. I know there is talk about that the Indian Army has some vintage equipment, the Air Force is, going down in the number of squadrons. But as far as any threat from Pakistan is concerned, I think we are more than adequately prepared to deal with it. And I have a sense, you see, we can't decide whether Pakistan will also carry out some kind of a retaliation or not. But my sense is, it's not going to escalate into something very big. I don't know what these statements from Pakistan right now signify. Does it signify that, they want to keep it calm by saying, see, there has been no damage on our side.
You, General, would be familiar with the areas which have been targeted by the Air Force, because those areas also are coming in for some sharp scrutiny. Balakot, for instance, Muzaffarabad and Chakoti, three places where the Air Force has hit. The question being raised is that Bahawalpur, which is supposed to be the headquarters of Jaish, that has not been hit. Do you see any importance whatsoever to Bahawalpur not being targeted, but these other three areas being targeted?
Bahawalpur, certainly we know is the headquarters of the Jaish, but, it's also a seminary. It's also, I'm told, there are education sort of institutions inside. So one major consideration would have been collateral damage. So, to go and strike in that area. Now, as far as Balakot is concerned, if I remember my geography right, it's not in Pak-occupied Kashmir. It is just outside Pak-occupied Kashmir in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. But that is where most of these terror camps, sort of located, with the exception of something in Muzaffarabad. A large number of terror camps had been located just on the boundary between, Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. So Balakot is to my knowledge, it's outside POK.
All right, General. Thank you Thank you so much, General Hooda, for joining us and giving us all those details. We hope to be joined by you in our evening primetime lineup as well. Meanwhile, live pictures coming from Rashtrapati Bhavan. Union Minister Mahesh Sharma is speaking, where Prime Minister Modi is at a peace award ceremony which is taking place at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Arunima is joining us live as well. Arunima, the Prime Minister there at a Peace Prize award, and look at what has been achieved by the Indian Air Force. But General Hooda made some very, very important points, Arunima. From a strategic and a military point of view,
okay, all right. So that's the latest that's coming in there. We'll keep getting you updates all through the day. Just before we wrap up on the show, a quick update in terms of what's happening in markets. We have Tata Group stocks that are doing quite well. Tata Motors has moved to the high point of the day. So pull up the intraday chart out there. The stock has moved higher. TCS as well. That one's fighting for the bulls. So keep an eye out on that stock as well. And the markets on the whole, we've seen a bit of a recovery from the lows of around 10,760. We've seen nearly around a 30-35 point recovery. So pretty good news on that front as well. We'll wrap up on this show. You stay with us. We'll keep tracking the markets and we'll tell you the latest in terms of what's happening on our borders as well. Stay with us.